everybody, I'm Natalia Bonner. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be here today and share, of course, another fun machine quilting video. So today we're going to be working with my brand new Sway 3 machine quilting ruler. This design that I'm going to be quilting out, you could quilt the same design using the Sway 4 or even the Sway 5 machine quilting rulers. I've designed all of the rulers the same so that you can mark and quilt amazing 3, 4, and 5-inch circles and straight lines. I've just chosen to use the Sway 3 today. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through my process of marking and then quilting out this design. So of course there's going to be a little bit of free motion quilting and of course a little bit of ruler work. Anytime you're doing ruler work, just a couple of little tips or tricks that hopefully will help you just a little bit. Gentle pressure. So as I'm quilting, I'm keeping very gentle pressure up here on the handle of my machine. So gentle, like finger pressure. You don't want to be pushing hard on your machine and hard on your ruler. If you can relax and apply gentle pressure, overall, I think you're going to end up with a little bit better results and not be quite as tired when you're done quilting. Friends, I'm going to be quilting here today using my Gamble quilting machine. I am going to be stitching in the stitch regulated mode. I do have the extended base plate on my machine because I am going to be doing a bit of ruler work. All right, let's hop over to our machines and let's get marking and then let's get stitching. Before we get started on this awesome motif, there are just a few products that we're going to need. Anytime that you do ruler quilting, make sure that you do have an extended base plate on your machine. Whether you're working on a longer machine or a sit-down machine, you need a nice, large, flat working surface. The next tool that you're going to need is a ruler foot. Here I have the Gamble ruler foot on my machine. Ruler feet are designed so that from your needle position here to the outside of the foot, it is 1/4 of an inch. Today we're going to be machine quilting with my new Sway 3 machine quilting ruler. I've designed this ruler so that you can mark with this end and then quilt with this curve and this curve, perfect 3-inch circles. Of course, you know I love straight line quilting, so you can also use this ruler to quilt awesome straight lines. Now I'm going to also be doing a bit of marking. I'm going to use a rotary type ruler to do my markings. I like to use the blue Mark Be Gone marker for my markings. Once I have my design all stitched out, I love instant gratification, so I'll use our Piece and Quilt misting spray bottle to mist away those marked lines. The thread that I'm going to be using here today is So Fine on the top, and then I'm also going to be using Bottom Line in my bobbin. I love that combination. The batting that I'm going to be using here is 1 layer of the Quilter String Poly Deluxe. Now another awesome resource when starting quilting, especially ruler quilting, is my book, Visual Guide to Creative Straight Line Quilting. In here, in addition to 60 awesome ruler designs, I teach you the basics about machine quilting with rulers. You can pick up these products over on our website, pieceandquilt.com. I'll start out by using my blue Mark Be Gone marker and my rotary ruler. I'm going to create a defined space because I'm practicing and just creating beautiful motifs here. For me, it works best to work within a controlled space. So, because this ruler is a 12-inch by 6-inch ruler, it seems like a really fabulous size to practice on. So I'm going to start out by marking out that shape. Once I have that shape marked out, now let's find the center. I'm going to first mark a horizontal line right through the center, and then I'm going to mark a vertical line again right through the center. creating a T through this design. If this was something I was going to quilt on a border, I would need to quilt or mark out and find these same reference points. The way that I've designed the new Sway machine quilting rulers, this curve over here, because it is the Sway 3, is designed to quilt a 3-inch circle around the outside. Along this inside curve, you can also quilt a perfect 3-inch curve. This curve down here on this end is designed for marking. So this is a true 3-inch circle. Right here through the center, you can see a couple of straight lines indicating the center point, and also a diagonal line coming through indicating that center circle. We're going to start out by using the Sway 3 machine quilting ruler and marking a few curves. So I'll line up the Sway 3 machine quilting ruler so the straight line through this true 3-inch circle lays right on top of my horizontal marked line. Now I'm going to mark around that. With this design, I want to mirror on this side my markings. So I'll flip the ruler and repeat that same marking. Now I want to create kind of a beautiful swag design. So I'm also going to mark that center point where the center of my 3-inch circle is. I'll flip the Sway 3, line up this marked point on here with that marked point on the ruler, and then I will continue marking the remainder of, well, more of that curved line. I'll repeat that process over here on this side. For this beautiful feather design, I will start stitching right in the center point. I'm going to start out by stitching one teardrop shaped feather right up towards the top of my defined space. So you're viewing this here as if you're standing behind my long arm machine watching me quilt. Because I want this to be a more elegant design, I am going to use the bump back feather method. I do want my design to be pretty similar on the left and right side because it is mirroring itself. I'm not perfect, and I know that my designs are never perfect, but I will try as closely as I can to mirror what I quilt here on the opposite side. Notice how I'll use that bump back technique to fill in my feather or my defined space as much as I can. I'll stitch that design, those feathers, all the way over to the right hand side of my design. Now at this point, I'm going to use the Sway 3 machine quilting ruler to stitch my spine right back to that center point. At the center point, now I'm going to quilt a feather on the bottom side of my design. So I'll start like I did on the top side with that first center teardrop shaped feather. From there, then I'm going to use the bump back technique and stitch those feathers, filling in that space completely. Now that I've stitched again all the way over to the right side, I'll again use my Sway 3 machine quilting ruler, and I'm going to stitch right along my marked line and my previous stitching to that center point. Now I get to work on the second side of this beautiful feather design, again using that bump back method to fill in the top side of this motif completely. Once I've worked all the way over to the second side on this beautiful feather, I'm again going to use my Sway 3 machine quilting ruler to stitch out that spine, stitching right back to that center point where I began quilting. At this point, I'll complete this beautiful feather by filling in that last side with those bump back feathers. I hope you all found just a bit of inspiration. I love how this motif turned out. Grab your Sway machine quilting rulers and just start playing. The possibilities really are endless. Don't forget to share your progress in our Piece and Quilt Show and Tell Facebook group. I love seeing what you're creating with these awesome new rulers. Have a great day, everybody.